What is up, guys? Welcome to another Dragonheir Silent Gods video. In this video, guys, we're gonna have a look at the final challenge boss, and that is Auster. Now, I'm not really able to run a wild team, unfortunately, because you know what? The reality is that I'm really struggling to keep the team alive with Adolphus. Not having Chrysos is actually really painful for that team. So I'm gonna show you the second best option. For the majority of you guys, running a wild team is definitely not a bad call if you can manage to keep them alive long enough to squeeze in good damage. But I will be running with a poison team. Before we get into that, I just want to give a massive shout out to every single one of you guys that are using code Skratch. So if you haven't done it yet, guys, we have a brand new Bond Creator event that just started a couple of days ago. You can use code Skratch by clicking the link in the description down below or the pinned comment, claim free rewards, help and support the channel, and now I'm going to be able to do tons and tons of giveaways. And just to say thank you to every single one of you guys that are using code Skratch, I am hosting daily giveaways in my Discord where I'm giving away over 200 Helialite dice, tons and tons of gems and other goodies. So make sure you guys jump in Discord and come and join in the giveaway for a chance to win some goodies. And big shout out to every single one of you guys that are using code Skratch. Now, attacking Chief Challenge Auster. For each debuff stack on the boss, their damage taken increases by 4%, up to 60 stacks in total. After an ally resists or dispels a debuff stack, they gain one undispellable stack of damage reduction, lasting indefinitely up to 30 stacks. That's pretty much it. That's what is happening in here. And even though I'm going to run a pretty nasty poison team in here because I am running it from the main account, I'm trying to maximize the damage. I know some of you guys will be able to do it. For the rest of you that are missing one of the characters, I will give you guys a couple of different replacements. And if you're wondering if this is the one, no. Vikana sucks in here. But this is the team right here. So, we're going to run, of course, Twitch, very powerful. We're going to run Lotair. We're going to run Jatalia. We're going to run Slade, whatever the heck is his name. We're going to run as well Reita, and that's pretty much it in terms of characters. If you do not have Slade available, I would strongly recommend you to use Durango. If you do not have Jatalia for any reason, I would strongly recommend you to use Corin instead, because you're gonna have more stacks of poisons, and that will be pretty damn helpful as well. Now, I'm quickly gonna show you the builds on every single one of them. This is my Twitch, a pretty good build, mythical gear, pretty damn important, decent enlightenment, very good attack, and these are the talents on him. We are running the Queen's Fan. Unfortunately, I don't really have a better artifact to run on him. I could try to run, for example, the Serpent instead, but I just don't think it's gonna be better. I might give it a go now in the video and we can test it. I'm just gonna swap the artifacts around. This is my Jatalia. These are her stats right here. She is on a Puppeteer set, which not the best, but hey, I still have a good mythical piece on her. And these are the total stats. You want to make sure you have good accuracy, as much skill haste as humanly possible, because you want her to keep this thorny poison on non-stop at 20 stacks if possible. Then, we are running, of course, Lotair with his exclusive artifact, full mythical gear, the best pieces that we can literally get on him. Good enlightenment, decent attack. These are the talents. And we are running Slay on a Brotherhood set with the Witch's Remains. He's gonna apply the defense down. I haven't really prioritized crazy damage on him or anything like that, but these are the talents. And that's pretty much it. We are trying to land more poison, so that's why I have this talent on him. And we have Reita with the Titan Rib, and we have an Emissary set. You do want to have resistance on her to make sure somebody will get resisted in their clans, get that damage reduction to make sure the characters will survive. And you want to tank her up. This talent is really, really important. And we are running, of course, the Tidal Surge. This will be very, very important as well to make sure that we are going to be able to survive. Now, this is a pretty well-disgusting team. Not going to lie to you. High inspirations, 3 exclusive characters. I mean, can it get harder than that? Probably not. We are running the Enlightenment Aura. In terms of skill timing, that's what we have on. She's on default, and this is on default as well. I could try to adjust it and put it on an 18-second cycle if needed, but we're going to see if that's the case. Now, Auster will basically attack with these skills at random, fires 3 arrows at random enemies, and you have this AoE attack that will hit in a diamond shape. We're gonna position our characters like this, so these two will get hit by the diamond shape. He is fairly tanky as well, and Lothair is gonna move at the front, which leaves the other two safe, okay? But the random attacks are hard to counter. This is my Psychical right here, and I've managed to get pretty good damage with this team. Now, I am curious to see if we're gonna be able to beat the damage that we've got yesterday, because I think I've got 1 or 2 levels in the Psychic Core on tier 7 today for it. I forgot if it was 1 or 2. But if you are paying attention, you're going to see that only Reyta and Slay will actually get hit by the ultimate skill. Now, the whole idea here is the more debuffs on the boss, the better, okay? And it's not just... Okay, something weird happened right there. I'm not sure exactly what, but I'll check it in a second. The main thing is that the more debuffs you have on with Reyta, the less damage the boss will deal. And that's why it's very, very important. I think I must have changed the positioning on Twitch or something, because it seems like he's using the ultimate skill to attack these two at the back. And that's not what we want to see. Let me just quickly try and correct that problem. So we're going to put him right here. And the boss should be targeting Reyta. I'm not sure why he's not doing it. That was a bit weird, though. So let's see if now it's spot on, because I think I've changed something. I've moved probably Twitch for no reason, and that basically messed up my entire mojo. Yeah, there we go. I must have moved Twitch around and I haven't noticed. But you see, we have full stacks of poison. We do not have, unfortunately, full stacks of the debuff from Jetalia. So we want to make sure that that is something that's going to be on for as long as possible. If we can keep 20 stacks throughout the entire fight, the damage is going to be better and better. Now, of course, that's not something that's very, very easy to achieve or anything like that. But hopefully, it's going to get better. We have 12 stacks right here. Hopefully, they're going to increase to the maximum. The thing is, the battle skill has quite a bit of RNG. Now, I've tried different combos. I've tried with Corin. I've tried with Durango instead of Jetalia, and the damage is just not getting better. Now, Jetalia, because she brings a completely different debuff, plus she brings decreased enlightenment on the boss, which does not affect the boss. It just basically makes the boss deal less damage. The more debuffs we have on, the more damage reduction we're going to get. I do think that we have a cap on the passive from Reyta. I can't really remember 100%. We're going to check that in a second. But overall, the team performs pretty good. I've tried running the wild team with Adolphus, and they just miserably fail. I do around 230 million, and the team dies. It's just not working. If you have Chrysos to apply the decrease attack, to give you the shield, the healing, and everything else, is massive. Absolutely insane. Your wild team can probably absolutely destroy this team that I'm running, okay? But if you do not have that available, you might want to lean into poison based on how well is your wild team performing, of course, because if you manage to do 230, 240 with your team, that's going to be good. If you do not have Reyta for this team as well, you're definitely going to struggle to achieve this result and to be able to survive like me here, okay? So you can't really run just an Ogok to survive, or you might be able, but I haven't really tried it just with Ogog because he's being used in my Thunderbolt team, and I'm not planning to change that. But I just think, at least for me, for my account, the Poison team performs much better than the Wild team. As you can probably notice, we are going to break the 300 million mark. And this can be as well with bad RNG on Lothair, because yesterday, I think the best I've got was 308 million, if I'm not mistaken. Everybody survived just fine. And the damage is really not bad, okay? But, of course, it can always be better. Now, there's another thing as well with the talents. I could try to basically mess up with this and give him this instead. Shortens the interval. It might be a bit better. It might not. We're gonna see. If we are able to still keep up 40 stacks of poisons, we need Jetalia to actually keep that freaking debuff on for as long as possible. And I'm not gonna keep you guys through the entire run. I'm actually gonna skip straight to the end where we're gonna see the total damage, and then I'm gonna swap the two artifacts in between Twitch and Jetalia and see if by any chance we are able to squeeze in more damage. It seems like we are pretty good with the poison stacks to get close to the 40 stacks, which is the maximum. We have 35, 40, so that's actually pretty good. But we're gonna see the final result in a sec. Right, so just by changing that talent, we can actually notice any difference whatsoever. It's not like it's gonna be a huge talent for any of our characters in here. Jetalia does deal decent damage, kind of almost a bit more than half of what Twitch does, right? But I want to swap a bit the artifacts, their positioning, and let's see if this will enable Twitch to do more damage, right? Because I'm not too concerned about her. I'm more concerned about Twitch because he is the GOAT. He deals a lot of damage. So I'm very curious to see if this will enable me to do more damage. So this is by far the most noticeable difference, guys. We have 321 million is a new personal best for me as well. And of course, a lot of things can kind of like go wrong in terms of RNG. We have Lothair, which can proc that 30% chance more often from the exclusive artifact, which can be annoying. But even though we sacrificed a bit of damage from Jetalia, Twitch does perform better with this. Or maybe it was just pure RNG, because looking at the numbers, more or less, is around the same. Lothair definitely did more damage, but so did Twitch as well, if I'm not mistaken. So this is actually a pretty good team, solid team. No Slay, use Durango. No Jetalia, use of course Corin instead as probably the best replacement. Of course, your damage won't be as high, but it will still be pretty good. So the passive are just 3 stacks. Okay, so you can only have 3 stacks, 3 debuffs, and that's about it. I wasn't sure anymore. I couldn't remember 100%. But that's my team that I will most likely use versus Auster, because with the Wild, I'm really not getting anywhere close to it. And maybe with some more tweaks in this team, I might be able to push even more damage. Let me know why you guys are using versus Auster in the comments down below. And as usual, appreciate all of you guys watching. Much love, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Don't forget, use code Skratch to claim free rewards. Peace.